in Taiwan, they usually have numbers to identify gender. Taiwanese national identification numbers that begin with 1 for males and 2 for females cannot be changed. Basically, when the child is born, the doctors would give a number 1 or a number 2 based on this child's gender. And Lin Yu-ting has number 2, which is female's number in Taiwan. Hey guys, I'm Broccoli. I'm a YouTuber from Taiwan, and usually I don't shoot any videos about politics or international views, but the situation around our female boxer Lin Yu-ting, who was labeled as a male or transgender, got me really unhappy. Today we're going to find out who started this mass hysteria, who is accountable for this, and we'll learn a little bit more about this Taiwanese boxer Lin Yu-ting, who is going to be in boxing finals in Olympic Games Paris 2024. Remember to follow my channel. Let's go. The thing is that Taiwanese boxer Lin Yu-ting was labeled as a male during her performance in Olympic Games in boxing, and I started getting a lot of messages from my Russian friends, from my friends from the United States. They were all saying that, oh, Taiwan's transgender is joining boxing, how could they do that? The reason why I want to shoot this video is because JK Roling, Harry Potter's book writer, started the mess by claiming on her Twitter that Taiwanese boxer is actually a male, and she was wondering why Taiwan and Olympic Games allow transgenders to join Olympic Games and compete in boxing. She said, what will it take to end this insanity? A female boxer left with life-altering injuries. A female boxer killed. Wow, so dramatic, wow. So JK Rowling not only a book author now, she's a sport expert. I really doubt that she did any sports before, but now apparently she's a professional and she knows everything about sports. Freedom of speech is great, I'm totally for it, but when you claim something without proofs or without doing a thorough research on the topic, it may cause a lot of issues for people that you are writing about, or even about the whole nation, which is Taiwan. But after these bold claims from JK Rowling, and because she has a large audience on Twitter and on other social media platforms, a lot of media outlets caught those words out of context and without doing any research again, started releasing their articles to get more views and more clicks. And if you go to the internet right now and Google Taiwanese transgender, you'll see a lot of articles claiming that Lin Yu-ting is a transgender. JK Rowling is really accountable for this because she caused this mass hysteria that even my Russian friends that knew nothing about Taiwan in general DM'd me on my social media and started saying, wow, why would Taiwanese transgenders go to compete in boxing? What the hell? But seeing one of my favorite YouTuber and podcasters, Joe Rogan, sit and hit podcast with his guest, talking about this issue, laughing, apparently knowing not much about this topic, was the final straw, and I decided to shoot this video. Joe Rogan has even bigger audience than JK Rowling, and look what they talk about on his podcast.
A male athlete that was Riley Gaines posted it on her Instagram.
It says they failed test that came back, the testosterone test, elevated testosterone.
What does that mean? So they took testosterone? Is it exogenous? Why are they calling this person transgender? Are they female to male? Like they're trying to transition to male? Is that what they're saying?
There's no clear evidence, there are no result of those tests to show us what actually happened and why Taiwanese boxer failed those tests. There's no evidence at all.
Taiwan's Lin Yu-ting were disqualified from disqualified from last year's Women's World Boxing Championships after failing gender eligibility tests. Okay, that means they're transgender, Jamie. At the time of the disqualifications, based on DNA tests, we identified a number of athletes who tried to trick their colleges into posing as women. The association's president, Umar Kremlev, told Russia's TASS news agency at the time, according to the results of the test, it was proved that they have XY chromosomes. Such athletes were excluded from competition. That did test for an XY chromosome. That's a man.
And it says that Lin Yu-ting failed the DNA test. This is total crap. But the point is, a lot of media outlets, a lot of websites just posting some false information. I didn't want to make bold statements as JK Rowling did, and I found the website of that IBA organization who was in charge of doing those tests for Taiwanese boxer. The thing is that I read through a lot of reports and a lot of data on their official website, IBA, International Boxing Association's website, and I didn't find any test results for Lin Yu-ting. There's no results. And if you go lower, we can find that there is IBA Board of Directors meeting minutes Lin Yu-ting, who competed at the IBA Women's World Boxing Championships in India, failed to meet eligibility rules following a test conducted by an independent laboratory. But they don't state what rules. They don't state how she failed them, and of course they don't show us any data, so nobody knows what actually she tested for, and nobody knows her test results, which is insane because a lot of media outlets, a lot of media people use this information to write articles and to claim that Lin Yu-ting is a male, is a born male. But you all know that there is a lot of politics involved in Olympic Games, you know, all of this controversy with promoting some particular countries or banning some countries from joining Olympic Games, etc, etc. There's a lot of politics involved in this. This is not surprising to me, to be honest. But I want my international fans to understand that in Taiwan, they usually have numbers to identify gender. Taiwanese national identification numbers that begin with 1 for males and 2 for females cannot be changed. Basically, when the child is born, the doctors would give a number 1 or a number 2 based on this child's gender. And Lin Yu-ting has number 2, which is female's number in Taiwan. So this is really absurd to claim that she's a male. What did she do? She went back in time, changed her number at the hospital knowing that she's going to be a boxer in the future and she will join Olympic Games? What the hell? And this is a photo of young Lin Yu-ting. She looks pretty female to me. She cut her hair short, but she looks female. She's a girl. And probably not a lot of people know, but the reason why she joined boxing, someone took an interview a lot of years ago when she was a kid, and she said that Baba Chanchanda Mama, her father, abused her mom. She started doing boxing because she wanted to protect her mom. Lin Yu-ting apparently had some rough childhood, and at the age of 13, when she took a part of that interview, she actually told the interviewer about these issues in her family, that her father was abusing mom and how she chose to become a boxer to defend her. But of course, JK Rowling and other people who just want some clicks and views on their videos or on their posts wouldn't really bother to read the whole story, dig deeper, find some facts, analyze the situation. They would just make some bold claims and ruin people's lives. Another thing is that after recent victories of Lin Yu-ting, her opponents show really weird behavior. Some of them don't want to shake hands, some of them throw some signs like X-shaped signs, which mean that Lin Yu-ting is a male. After losing a fight to Lin Yu-ting, they all start complaining that she's a male and it's really unfair to fight against Lin Yu-ting. Lin Yu-ting is an athlete who is approved by Olympic Commission. There's no issues. She's been competing for the last several years without any issues, and all her records are legit. So you either go and compete against this athlete, or if you lose, if you're weaker, if you cannot beat it, you just keep it quiet, show some good sportsmanship. Just accept that you lose to a stronger, more skillful fighter, that's all. Because it is a little bit hypocritical if you accept the fight, you go to fight, and after you losing it, you start talking about how unfair it was. I used to do boxing in Russia before. I used to play basketball on a semi-professional level. And I know how hard it is to train for some competitions. I know how hard it is to go and compete against other people. I know how hard it is to do workout every day. But at the same time, Lin Yu-ting has to deal with all that extra stress, extra controversy, extra problems regarding those statements about her gender, about her DNA, about her failed test. This is really a lot for an athlete, and I hope she wins the finals and bring the gold medal back to Taiwan. As to JK Rowling, even though I'm not a huge fan of Harry Potter, but I would say that she'd better stick to writing those books than talking about sports or Olympic Games. Probably she hasn't written any interesting books recently and she wants to be relevant again, she wants people to talk about her again. Probably that's why she's writing all that nonsense on her Twitter. But when you do this, you have to be accountable, because all that nonsense may actually ruin some people's career or some people's lives. Thanks for watching this video, guys. You can share it with your friends who know nothing about this issue and they can learn something new. I'll see you next time. Remember, subscribe to my channel. Taiwan Jayo, let's go!